Hi, welcome back in the Corona lockdown second phase. We are going to finish this series of videos with an epilogue, a summary of the last 10 chapters, and the rest of course can be read in the book itself. Well, I explained that we live on an island, nothing is added anymore, while economy, technology, policy and people all striving for more. However, there is no more. And what about CO2, which is a side effect of our resource consumption? It's eliminating CO2 emissions means eliminating fossil fuels. So we can't use those anymore. That means that the basis for everything that remains is renewable resources. For energy as well as materials, the two always go together, as I explained. And it's biomass growth driven by solar energy that determines the potential of our welfare here on Earth. It's a time-space relation. It's always related to land, to capture solar energy, and time in terms of how much you can gain in a certain period of time. To produce food, energy, materials, water, whatever you like, within a closed system, whether it's small or large, the resources are limited. That means it's land, 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 and a little bit of sun that we have to rely on for our future. As you can see here, this is the land that I mean by this land. Just, we have to use it. It's land in time that yields resources or restores our resources that we used based on solar radiation, and that's our only future. Land that yields food, materials, water, energy, to close cycles for resources and to restore stocks. That's what we have to deal with. As an example to how to use this land, this is a small house in the middle for one person, about 100 square meters, as an example. The green area is the area you need for food, for a yearly amount of food for one person. In a normal diet, the light green is for a vegetarian diet. The yellow part is what you need for your yearly amount of energy, your current amount of energy need. The purple part is to regrow materials you used to create this house. It's a 100% bio-based house, and in this case the area should be there for 50 years because in 50 years it produces the same amount of materials as you used to create this house. The blue part is for water. This is in fact a direct relation, an illustration of the relation between land and sun and how we should live from the renewable resources that we can produce from them. And it's not only for renewable resources. We also have non-renewables, or better, non-renewed. We can renew them, but we don't do that. But you can renew them spending a lot of energy, of course, by filtering out molecules, metal molecules from the background, for instance. And then you get this picture. For instance, we did a study for a light pole. How much land would you need to produce a light pole from different kind of materials? And you see that it's quite a large amount of land for steel, and even much bigger for aluminium. For composite materials it's a bit less, and for wood it's a small amount of land that you need to create such a pole. It shows a direct relation in how to produce our resources in an effective and efficient manner. So it all comes down to phasing out fossil fuels, and the only future without fossil fuels is a bio-based economy. We have to reorganize ourselves, our economy, our behavior, our policies, and start living from the sun and its derivatives. Well, anyway, you can read it. With fossil fuels phased out. Like Twain once said, by land they don't make it anymore. But with 7.5 billion people and counting, that won't work anymore. It's now share land, it's all there is, and live from its solar-based productivity. That's the task for our future. There's much more to tell, and there's much more details behind these illustrations I showed, but you can find them in the book. There's more theory on the website maxergy.org, and on the website ronaldrovers.com, or NL for Dutch. I regularly write new chapters exploring these issues in depth. Well, this is the period we are in. We are having a party around the year 2000 with fossil fuels. But before, we had to live from the sun, and afterwards we have to live from the sun if we phase out fossil fuels. Our future is in the past, or there is no future. So back to the future is my message. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening, and I hope you read the book and contribute to the knowledge that builds on this. Thank you very much.